You to Zimbabwe, and in news from our neighbor, there's been mixed reaction to the passing of the country's agriculture minister. Perrance Shiri died in the early hours of this morning. The retired Air Force general helped plot to oust former President Robert Mugabe in a 2017 coup. I'm joined now by journalist Zenzele Ndebele, and he's also the director at the Center for Innovation and Technology in Bulawayo. What has been the reaction? And perhaps maybe let's start by reflecting on who exactly Perrance Shiri is.
Well, good afternoon. Perrance Shiri is the former 5th Brigade commander. He was the commander of the 5th Brigade from about 1983 to mid-1984. He presided over the genocide which killed over 20,000 people. He was personally involved in the killing. Over the last 10 years, when I've been doing interviews with survivors of Gukuraundi, a lot of people have mentioned that they interacted with Perrance Shiri. He called himself Black Jesus because he would say he had the power to decide whether you live or die. A lot of women were raped, a lot of women were left widows, a lot of children were left orphans because of the commander of the 5th Brigade, Perrance Shiri. He was a very brutal man, very ruthless. We call him the modern-day Hitler.
And what has been the reaction to the news of his passing?
Well, in our African culture, people always mourn when someone passes away, but it has always been, there were lots of mixed reactions. I mean, he died, reports are that it's something to do with COVID. Not so unfortunate, but a lot of people have been celebrating. If you look at Twitter, there's some people actually saying they are sad that he has died without actually talking or saying the truth about what happened during the 5th Brigade. Largely, the people of Matebeleland, really, the name Perrance Shiri brings a lot of trauma and serious, painful memories to them. And his death was good news to their ears, unfortunately, sad as it is, because he is not a man who's known for anything good.
Someone like that who brings shivers down the spine for the people of Matebeleland was then, elevated to quite high positions and passing away as the country's agriculture minister. What has this meant in terms of the reconciliation project where the Matebeleland massacres are concerned?
Well, the reconciliation in Matebeleland and Zimbabwe is always going to be a problem because those who were in charge of the 5th Brigade are the people who became in charge of government post-2017 military coup. So you have the likes of Perrance Shiri, who was the Minister of Agriculture. Emerson Mnangagwa himself was the Minister of State then. He's now the President of Zimbabwe. Chiwenga, who was involved in the 5th Brigade as well, he's the Vice President. And some of the generals who are now top up in the military were also involved in the 5th Brigade massacres. So you have the people who were the implementers of Gukuraundi running the government now. And it has made the whole issue of reconciliation, talking peace and forgiveness, repatriation, very difficult. Because the perpetrators don't want to accept that the wrong was done and they don't want to apologize.
When we focus on present-day Zimbabwe in terms of the coronavirus, the country back under strict lockdown conditions, what has that meant?
Well, the virus has been spreading so fast in Zimbabwe, especially what worrying is that our health system is not the best. Over the last month, I think in the last July has been so deadly. Now we have about over 40 people have died of the virus, and we have seen that the numbers are increasing. Now you get a situation whereby 3 or 4 people are reported to have died a day. We now have total cases about 2,800, and the number keeps on increasing. So we are now getting to days where about 150, 180 something people are testing positive. And the sad part is that initially it was people were coming outside the country were testing positive. But now the majority of the people who are testing positive are locals, meaning it's local transmission. And those who are hit hard are mainly the people in the health sector. We have seen that over, I think, 100 and something nurses and doctors have tested positive, about 120 or so. So it's actually not looking good. The cases are going up, and a lot of people are really getting sick every day.
What of journalist Hopewell Chikono? What do we have in terms of the latest on his case?
Well, with Hopewell Chikono, his lawyers have applied for bail at the High Court. So usually when these bail applications are done at the High Court, it is on urgent basis. So one might hope that his case will be held anytime this week. But with this talk of the July 31 demonstrations, and if they are accusing him of being one of the people who are mobilizing people for July 31, they might delay the case until the July 31 is gone past. So we just keep our fingers crossed that he might get his day in the High Court and probably get the bail as well.
Thank you very much to journalist Zenzele Ndebele out in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe for us. He's also the director of the Center for Innovation and Technology. 2:30.